If you want to make a career in research, one of the most important things you will need is a strong research proposal. It is often seen that if you apply for a research project or fellowship or a PhD program, the concerned scientist, professor, or the funding agency wants you to make a proposal for research you will conduct. A poor research proposal is one of the major causes of rejection of your application. And if you are looking for how to write a great research proposal, you are at the right place. Hello and welcome to Explore Bio. In today's video, I will explain what a research proposal is, its importance, its basic contents, and how to write a strong research proposal that increases your chances of selection. During the video, I will provide some of the useful tips that you will not find anywhere else. At last, I will share some of the major factors that decide your chances of selection. So let's get started. A research proposal is a document that tells the mentor or selection committee about the research you will do, its significance, and how you are planning to do it. Most of the times, the number of applications are so large that the committee chooses to assess an applicant based on the research proposal he or she writes. The main purpose of research proposal is to convince the selection committee that your research idea is significant and you can do it. Now let's look at the structure of a research proposal. A research proposal comprises of a clearly defined topic, the background of the proposed work, why you want to do it or the rationale, your research objectives, how you are going to do it, that is the methodology or approaches that you will follow, expected outcome, and often the time frame for the completion or year-wise work plan is also included. At last, it may include references. Now let's look at each of these in some detail. The first thing a selection committee looks at is the title of the proposal. Therefore, it should be clear, concise, and convincing. The title summarizes in a single sentence about what exactly the proposal is. Hence, one should devote sufficient efforts in framing a suitable title. Next is the background or the introduction. The first section of the introduction covers the basic overview of the topic, the species, the target, the approach you are going to use to make the reader more familiar to your proposal. Next comes the rationale, which is heart of the proposal. Sometimes it is included in the background and sometimes it is separately written. It addresses the challenges, the problems or the missing links and how you are going to solve it. Why this needs immediate attention. The problem may be a disease infestation in crops or increasing number of deaths due to cancer. The question you ask must be of significance. Following this, you should answer how you will solve that problem, what unique you will do that others have not done in order to get the desired outcome. Because the funding agency is giving you the fellowship or the research grant, they expect that it should not be wasted in useless research. So the rationale of the work and its significance should be clear. If the selection committee finds your question significant and your approach to solve it convincing, there is a high chance that your application will be shortlisted. Next, you frame your proposed work in 3 to 4 well-defined objectives. Each objective is considered as a milestone of your research you are going to conduct. Objectives are followed by methodology section. Here you mention essential details of experiments you will perform and approaches you will use. The method you follow should be appropriate for the research question asked. Several proposals have word limit or page count limits. Based on this, you may expand or shorten the introduction in the methodology section. Although results are not always certain, but based on your hypothesis, you might expect a particular outcome from your proposed work. This needs to be briefly mentioned, preferably in a paragraph or in bullet points. Outcome also reveals the significance of the work. This needs to be appropriately mentioned. Special care needs to be taken while writing the expected outcome. It should not sound vague, one should not over-stipulate or overgeneralize the outcomes. If year-wise work plan is asked, you create a time frame for your experiments. Sometimes experiment fails and sometimes the protocol needs standardization. This needs to be kept in mind while allocating time period for each of your experiments. In some proposals, the same is asked in the form of graphical Gantt charts as shown here. At last, you should refer some of the relevant research papers you would consider for the proposed work in the reference section. Now let's talk about some of the basic things you should remember while writing a research proposal. After this, I will share some of the major factors that decide your chances of selection. So first is choosing a right topic. The topic should be of importance and it should excite you, as you would be devoting several years on the chosen topic. I have made a separate video on how to choose the right research topic. You should definitely watch it. Its link is provided in the description below. Next is the importance of literature review. There is no sense of doing research that has already been done by someone else. Before selecting a topic for writing a research proposal, you need to perform an extensive research survey to get an idea about what research has already been done and whether or not your proposed work is unique or novel. You can watch my video on how to efficiently read a research paper later. A research proposal always involves you and your supervisor. If it's required for the application, choose a suitable supervisor beforehand and discuss with him about the proposal. Get it thoroughly checked and reviewed by him because the supervisor is a lot more experienced than you are, and he will definitely provide some of the great suggestions that will help your proposal to get accepted. Double check your proposal. Whether it is a typographical error or a grammatical error or wrongly written scientific name, it creates a very poor impression about you. Whole proposal should look uniform and properly spaced and formatted. Don't wait for the deadline. There are a lot of official formalities, for example, getting application signed by the supervisor, the host institute, and at some places it may take days to weeks. And you don't want your proposal to be unsuccessful just because you were late to submit it. Sometimes recommendation letter or testimonials from the previous employers are also desirable, so contact them in advance and ask if they will provide the recommendation for you. Now let's talk about what are the factors that decides your chances of selection. The number one factor is your proposal. If your proposal reflects the importance of the study, its significance in today's context, or if it has significant commercial value, your chances to get selected increases. Your profile. The grades you earned, the papers you published, the patents you filed, the awards you earned, and expertise relevant to the proposed work is the second important thing that is considered. Sometimes committee chooses impact factor or the number of publication as a screening criteria, which according to me may not be a right approach. Next, your supervisor. Not always, but sometimes the profile and the research background of your supervisor matters a lot. Committee checks if your supervisor is competent enough to guide you through your research. The reputation of the host institute and the facilities essential for the research are sometimes important but not necessarily. Competition and the number of fellowships. In recent years, as the number of students entering the area of research is immensely increasing, hundreds and thousands of applications are received for few fellowships. It's only if the number of fellowships are increased, the chances that you get screened increases. So that's all for the today's video. If you find the information useful, hit the like button and share with your friends. Watch my playlist to have a look at my videos on diverse biology and research topics. If you want me to make a dedicated video on a specific topic, mention in the comment below. And finally, thanks for watching.